Welcome to 1 Minute Wins with Dr. Dana Martin, the podcast where intentional growth meets practical leadership. One quote, one lesson, one action to help you lead yourself and others better. Let's jump in. Howdy and welcome back to 1 Minute Wins. I am Dr. Dana Martin, and today we're going to talk about something every leader wants, but few intentionally create. Today's episode number 39, Clarity Drives Success. Albert Einstein once said, if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. That statement hits harder than most people realize because confusion isn't just inconvenient, it's costly. Lack of clarity, it wastes time, it drains energy, and creates frustration. Clarity, on the other hand, fuels momentum, alignment, and results. Today, we're going to talk about why clarity drives success and how simplifying complex is one of the most powerful leadership skills you can develop. Complexity feels impressive, or as Darth Vader would say, most impressive. Clarity feels effective. And many leaders unintentionally confuse their teams, and not because they lack vision, but because they overcomplicate communication. But here's the truth, that if people don't understand it, they can't execute it. And if they can't execute it, the results are going to stall. Productivity will cease. Clarity removes that friction and creates focus, and ultimately eliminates all the wasted motion and energy and time put into trying to understand the directive. Great leaders don't make things harder to understand. They make it easier to act on. I once worked with a team that missed a major deadline, and not because they lacked talent, not because they didn't care, but because the plan was a bit confusing. Different people interpreted the priorities differently, and expectations, I did not clearly define them. So roles began to overlap, swim lanes were getting mixed up, and some things got missed altogether. When we stepped back and we simplified the plan, let's create 5 clear steps, for instance, something incredible happened. Momentum returned. More importantly, confidence rose. And of course, execution improved. The team didn't need more effort, work harder, right? They needed more clarity. Confusion, in this case, wasn't the enemy. Unclarity was. Study from the Harvard Business Review said that lack of clarity is one of the top causes of workplace stress and inefficiencies. Another study revealed that employees spend up to 40% of their time seeking clarification, correcting misunderstandings, or undoing work caused by confusion. That's nearly half of a work week lost, not to laziness, but to lack of clarity. Clarity isn't just leadership polish, right? It's a performance multiplier. Peter Drucker said, the most important thing in communication is hearing what isn't said. Often what isn't said is what creates confusion. People make assumptions, unspoken expectations, vague instructions, and leaders who value clarity don't assume there's an understanding. They confirm it. They don't overwhelm the recipient with information. They distill it. Clarity isn't about saying more, it's about saying what matters. Early in my leadership journey, I believed more detail meant better leadership. So long emails, detailed instructions, multiple follow-ups, you know the drill. But I noticed something that troubled me, and that was that people were becoming overwhelmed. A mentor once told me, Dana, clarity isn't about volume, it's about direction. So I started asking myself one question before communicating anything important. What's the one thing they need to know or do? And that single shift changed everything. Meetings became a lot shorter. Execution improved. Trust and rapport was built. And people didn't need more words. They just needed clearer words. So how do we do that? Well, number one, simplify the message. If you can't explain it in a few sentences, it's not clear. Number two, define the outcome. What does success look like? If you can't visualize the outcome, they will struggle to reach it. Number three, break it into steps. Big ideas require small actions, and those small actions, as we always say, compound and create momentum. And number four, confirm the understanding. Ask, what questions do you have, or how do you see this playing out? Clarity is a conversation. It's not a monologue. So how do we do that? Number one, simplify the message. Two, define the outcome. Three, break it into steps. And number four, confirm understanding. So what process, plan, or expectation in your life or leadership needs simplifying right now? Is there confusion you've been tolerating instead of addressing? Clarity begins when you choose to simplify. Today, take one complex idea and break it into clear, actionable steps. Write it down, say it out loud, make it understandable, and make it real. Clarity today creates that success tomorrow. People don't need leaders who impress them with complexity. They need leaders who guide them with clarity. Clarity builds confidence. Confidence builds action. Action builds results. So when you lead with clarity, people will follow with purpose. Thank you for joining another episode of 1 Minute Wins with me, Dr. Dana Martin. For more leadership tools and growth resources, visit dmilm.com or check out 1 Minute Wins. Take control of your growth journey 1 minute at a time on Amazon. And above all, always remember, be the example.